Well, here we are outside the offices of Kenneth Clark, QC MP. Tried to get an appointment to see him this morning because we went to Nottinghamshire County Council last year and we made them aware that this man allegedly went to Nottingham Children's Home and allegedly took children to London. And as you can see by this letter, the police are aware in Nottingham. Is this man a protected species? Right? Is this man connected to the Westminster paedophile ring? Right? I just tried to go in and get an appointment, and we've got the usual nonsense. Well, you're not a constituency member of his, and it's doubtful. Well, I think it's of not only local importance but national importance, because I have 4 people that have come to me making the allegations, which was the basis of me going to the Nottinghamshire County Council and also noting Operation Daybreak, the investigation into Nottingham child sex abuse. I also took the liberty of phoning Operation Midland. Has he been interviewed? I doubt it. Why? Maybe he might want to answer the questions. His secretary or PA, whoever she is, said she'll call me back. So, at this moment in time, I guess we'll have to wait and see if she does call me back. I really want to confront this man and ask him the questions. Hopefully, maybe, if he's man enough, he might answer the questions, he might answer them truthfully. Because my belief is there's no smoke without fire. Kenneth, have a nice day.
What you got there then?
Oh, it's a letter that both me and you are very much aware of, sent by the Director of Social Services, as he was at the County Council last year.
All right. What does it talk about?
Well, it talks about when we went in to see him about a certain Nottinghamshire MP.
Let's call it how it is. A paedophile that has been a Chancellor of the Exchequer at one point.
Well, we're all entitled to our views, and
exactly.
Some of those views were actually brought to light in a trial at the Old Bailey.
Oh, there's been a trial about it, has there?
One of the fellows that's mentioned in this letter.
What's his name?
Ben Fellows.
Oh, I remember that, yeah, because this paedophile was claiming that Ben was making up a load of crap about him being a paedophile. So what happened at the trial?
Well, a jury of 12 men and women heard all the facts, and they said the man is not guilty.
Right, hold it right there then. If he's found not guilty, then the way I see that means that this former Chancellor of the Exchequer, MP that lives in West Bridgford, is a paedophile.
Well, the questions need to be raised.
They certainly do. I think we should be asking these questions. Everyone should be asking these questions. Seeing as this paedophile was proven to be a liar, then some questions need to be asked of him.
Well, I think really and truthfully, right, the questions need to start at the County Council.
Who's the head of the County Council we brought this up with? No need to name him, just their position.
Well, there's 2 of them, if memory serves me correct. There's at least Steve, a fellow called Steve, right, who's
head of Children's Services.
Head of Children's Services,
and possibly a paedophile as well.
Well, we're all open to have our own perceptions, you know,
absolutely,
based on the cover-ups.
And of course, there will also be the CEO of the County Council.
Yes, although he was newly elected, I believe sometime last year.
Well, you see, what that's all about is when you do a good job for the paedophile protectors, you get promoted.
Right.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way they keep the hold over you. They promote you. When you protect the child rapists, they promote you to a better position with more money.
Oh, so you must be making another reference to Nottingham as well then, because we had a similar situation where a Director of Children's Services was moved from Humberside, East Riding Social Services, to the City of Nottingham Council.
That rings a bell. Wasn't that something to do with Baby P?
No, it's Baby F.
Baby F, that's right.
But, you know, these paedophile protectors, as we know them to be,
I think we should stop really using the word paedophile and call them what they are, child rapists. Whether you're 6 weeks old, 6 months old, 6 years old, it doesn't matter to these scum. They will rape the kid regardless, whether it's boy or girl.
Well, but then after shifting from the councils, Joe, we need to take a serious look at the police.
Well, unfortunately, as we well know, the City Council, the County Council and the police have got a strategic partnership, which means, of course, they won't grass each other up for being child rapists.
Well, here we have a letter from that boss of social services.
At the County Council?
Oh, yes. And take a look. It's addressed to Superintendent Chamberlain.
Ooh.
Strange enough, that woman was in the Daily Mail recently. She avoided...
Doing 29 miles an hour over the speed limit, which any of us, if we got done for that, would have had a licence taken off us. And I think it's probably more than 29 miles. They just said that because apparently if you do over 30 miles over the speed limit, it's gone instantly. Yeah. So I'm fairly sure it was probably faster than that.
But we did raise the profile of... can I call her a woman?
Not really.
We raised it with the Crime Commissioner, PAEDOPHILES, who really, truthfully, is actually leaning towards us because he's really act off that the work that he put in to try and get us a public inquiry into these acts of abuse, molestation, rape, and possible murder. Mm-hmm. He's trying to work with us to get the inquiry that they don't want.
Well, we had it on video where he said that the City Council, the County Council, the police and himself were fully behind an independent public inquiry, and then the councils, the lovely lying scum that they are, decided to do a what?
A review.
Oh, a review.
Yeah, a safeguarding.
So
review.
We'll cover our own asses and we'll do a review and we'll make it look to the Joe public, who haven't got a clue what's going on, that we're doing a good job.
Well, PAEDOPHILES got the same concern as us, right? He's the local crime commissioner. I'm happy to name him because he's made public statements on not only his behalf but on our behalf, and he's not very happy that this so-called review is going to be led by one of their own, a former head of city and county council's children's services.
That's almost like the complete fallacy of if the police do something wrong, they get the Independent Police Complaints Commission, which just doesn't happen to be independent. It's actually stocked by a load of former police, so it's not independent. So what they're doing now is they're going to look at themselves and go, "You naughty boys, you've got that wrong, carry on."
Well, the fact that me and you have had to remain silent these past few weeks is because we've quite often put it out that allegations were brought to us in April of last year after I arrived back from America, in June last year at protests at Loxley House, and 2 people brought it to us at the September the 8th thing where we took the council house. Alleging that Kenneth Clark took children down to a block of flats in London. Well, one of them clearly identifies the block as being almost directly behind Pimlico Tube Station near a restaurant called, I think he said it was the Blue Elephant. Well, that restaurant does exist, and the description of the block being a very large rectangular block that spanned a couple of streets, I can identify that as being Dolphin Square, even just by the big courtyard in the middle of it. But it actually goes on one further as well, and this raises some really grave concerns for me. The minibus that one of them alleges belongs to the Variety Club of Great Britain.
You mean the charity?
The charity. And I've done some research this morning, and that research linked me to Jimmy Savile. Jimmy Savile, according to an ITV report, I believe it was on one of the Yorkshire channels, said that he helped raise 5,000 minibuses over 50 years. They called them sunshine coaches that facilitated things for children. Well, today, on reflection, I think that this variety club needs to be investigated as well.
I think you're correct there. Also, what's going to happen, I can almost guarantee it, is those that actually support child rape, molestation and murder are going to start thumbing down this video. And I just put it out there to the public. All we are doing is sharing information. If you're going to be negative to this video, then you must be positive to child rape, child molestation and child murder.
Yeah, I mean, from what I gathered, and I guess you gathered from contact with them fellow solicitors, they'd approached all the police forces and asked the question, well, have you ever been investigating MPs in case of historic child abuse? Because
but we should stop using the historic child abuse. It's still going on by them same MPs that are in Parliament at the moment.
Yeah. Well, they must have raised that question because that's why we were put on a bit of a hold, and they must have contacted Nottingham Police. Well, Joe, we only got called off the day before we were probably going to go down to give evidence of what was brought to us. So obviously there must have been some kind of admission that the police forces have been made aware of MPs. Shall we include Mr. Clark in those MPs?
Oh, well.
But you know, it does raise a lot of concerns that maybe what we've suspected for a long time, Nottingham just might be the epicentre, the hub of everything connected to what they call historic child abuse. We've got over 6 decades of it, you know, on record.
It brings a new meaning to the word MP. Rather than what everyone thinks it means, I now believe it means mostly paedophiles.
Yeah, well, we could use that. I'm happy to use that. But I was in that meeting yesterday, and we came out with some good. Well, we're following on now from a flat battery. Maybe we want to have got some jump leads. Yeah, but we saw the crime commissioner yesterday, and he's clearly not happy.
Hold it! I think they're bringing the warrant.
At the end of the day, Paddy Tippins tried to downplay the fact that he has the power to fire the chief constable.
Now, that's something I was thinking about. Didn't we find a document that suggested there was a certain, in December, a certain Mr. A had been sent to prison for child molestation?
Yeah, we got that off the Leicestershire Police website.
I wonder if he's any connection with the Nottingham Chief Constable.
Well, strangely enough,